The man is the strongest killer on earth, but he never loads bullets into his gun because he is an accident maker. As the name suggests, he makes the target die accidentally. The man aims his scope at the oncoming car. With one shot, he blows out the tire. The car loses control and hits the target nearby. In this way, he perfectly completes the mission. Even if the police come, they will only think it's an accident because there are no bullets in his gun at all. Afterwards, the informant calls and asks him to pick up the reward in person. David doesn't doubt it. He just wants to get the reward as soon as possible. Then David arrives at the agreed place, but is attacked by an assassin. As a killer, David nimbly dodges all bullets. Seeing David unharmed, the man turns around and tries to escape on a motorcycle, but David will never let him go easily. He leaps into the air and knocks the man down. At this time, the assassin still wants to fight back, but he is no match for David at all. To avoid getting into trouble, David has to make the scene look like an accident, hoping to get away with it. Late at night, David receives terrible news. His ex-girlfriend died accidentally at home. On the day of the funeral, David comes to the cemetery quietly. He doesn't walk towards his ex-girlfriend's tombstone until everyone leaves. Suddenly, his ex-girlfriend's best friend appears. She tells David a secret. The woman was pregnant with his child before she died. This stabs David to the heart. He is determined to find out the cause of his ex-girlfriend's death. Although the news says the case was an accident caused by two burglars, David thinks things are not that simple. He doesn't believe in any accident at all. Then David comes to the crime scene, observing everything in the room. Through simulating the scene, he finds that after killing his ex-girlfriend, the robbers only took some change and left. This is completely unreasonable. He takes out his ex-girlfriend's autopsy report and sees that her blood contains a large amount of barbiturate. This drug is often used to treat phobias, but David knows it can also be used as a truth serum, often used in interrogations to force confessions. It must be that the killer interrogated her, then cruelly killed her, and put the robber's hair at the crime scene. Now he is extremely sure that his ex-girlfriend's death must be the work of a professional killer. Two of his colleagues often use such methods. Soon David finds the two men and throws the evidence on the ground. Faced with David's questioning, the two men look calm, claiming it's their mission. David finally can't help but make a move. The three immediately start a fierce fight. The two are no match for David. At this time, they start to apologize, saying that the mission was assigned by the boss, and they didn't know that the target was David's ex-girlfriend.
Every time I do push-ups, I always carry a 300 gin stone on my back. My shoulder blades have become strong. But even though I work so hard, Master still refuses to teach me martial arts. He even ordered me to put on iron shoes and carry water from the foot of the mountain. I need to fill the buckets with water, climb thousands of steps, and then pour the water into the big vat. I was so tired that I wanted to rest for a while, but I forgot the bottom of the wooden bucket is pointed, and all the water spilled out just like that. I had no choice but to start over. Back at the foot of the mountain, I felt a little discouraged. Why are others so fast, while I always fail? This is not the time to give up, so I worked even harder. By noon, the vats of the others were all full, but I had only filled half of mine. Master thought I was slacking off, and angrily told me that if I couldn't fill it up, I would have to leave Shaolin Temple. Hearing these words, I quickly knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing to apologize. 20 years ago, my father was killed by enemies. To avenge my father, I must learn martial arts. Then I continued to carry water. When the vat was finally full, my shoulders were worn out, and both my legs had lost feeling. Before I could rest for a while, Master appeared again. He misunderstood me for slacking off once more, and ordered me to cut firewood. I didn't explain anything, only venting the resentment in my heart on the wood. At that moment, a drunk monk passed by. He seemed to see my distress, so he gave me a hint. The key to carrying water is in the feet, and cutting firewood uses the back. Only by integrating the two can you comprehend the trick. After hearing this, I seemed to understand, and immediately knelt on the ground, begging him to accept me as his disciple. The monk said he didn't know martial arts, but before leaving, he deliberately demonstrated a set of drunken fists. I kept it firmly in my mind, and started practicing whenever I had time. But the monk said my moves were not standard, and then showed me the correct fist techniques. I tried to imitate again, but accidentally fell down. Suddenly, I saw two monks walking into the forbidden area of the Buddha Hall. I felt a strong curiosity, and followed them in. Inside, I found a strange old man locked up. The food the monks brought him was all knocked over by him. After the monks left, I approached him, but I didn't know that this old man was the murderer of my father. The old man took the steamed bun and ate it greedily. He asked me to bring some wine, so I secretly filled some wine and brought it to the old man to drink. But on this day, when I was stealing the wine, I was discovered by the drunk monk. He taught me a lesson. When the old man learned I was bullied, he flew into a rage immediately. He decided to teach me martial arts. Upon hearing this, I quickly knelt on the ground.